This simple but extremely effective framework will allow you to handle any objection on the sales call that you can ever get. So keep attention and watch the full video. Hey my friends, Stepan Hlinka here, and today I want to talk about handling objections. Listen, if you are doing sales calls, if you are getting on the call with people, maybe you have some high ticket offer, high ticket service, high ticket program, whatever it is that you are selling on the calls, or maybe you are closing for someone else, one of the really key skill that you need to acquire is to handle objections. Because if you can't handle objections, you are not just losing sale for your business or for the business you are closing for. You are also doing disservice to your potential client who needs your service, who needs your offer, and because you let them get that objection, get that fear come into their mind and get over them, and you can't handle it, you are doing them a disservice because they will continue to experience the problem they have, right? So let's talk about first what is the objection in the first place. The objection, any objection you will get on the sales call is fear, okay? It's a fear in your prospect's mind. And it's the exact same fear like this fear that is stopping them to join your program or to buy your service is the exact same fear that is stopping them to solve their problem all the time, right? Because if you are getting on the sales call with someone, most of the time, or it should be that way, they have some problem, right? And you should have the solution to that problem. And they are probably experiencing that problem for quite a long time. They can't solve it. And if you have really the solution, and if you see it's a good fit, we need to talk about it a little bit. Because if you see it's a good fit and you know and you believe 100% that you have something, you have the solution to their problem and they need it, like you need to be able to handle that objection and get rid of that fear, okay? You can be that person that can step up and give them the life-changing breakthrough. Because if they overcome it, they can finally solve their problem, right? And most people give up on them, okay? Most people give up on them because they can't handle that objection. But you need to be different. You are the person they need, okay? Again, only if they have a problem and you have really the solution that can help them. If you have some unethical product or service, you just want to make money, I'm not talking to you, okay? I want you to leave from this YouTube channel and don't watch it, because I don't want you to handle some objections to someone who don't need your product or service. I'm talking to you if you have some product or service that can really change the life of your prospects and solve their problem for good. In this case, like they need you, okay? You have this ability to change their life by overcoming this objection, this fear they have that is stopping them for so long time, and get them to make a decision, take action, and get the solution they need. So this is about what is the objection. It's a fear in your prospect's mind, and you need to be that person that get them over that fear. Now, let me share with you right now my 4-step framework to handle any objection that you can get on the sales call. So first step is to agree and appreciate, okay? You need to always agree with your prospects, no matter what they say. Don't argue with them, okay? Just imagine that someone and your prospect says the price is too high, okay? I think the price is too expensive. And you would say, hey, you are totally dumb, it's not expensive, it's cheap. What do you think? How your prospect will react? Like he will never buy from you, right? You can't argue, because if you will argue with them, like you will never close them. Okay, so you need to always agree, no matter what, agree and appreciate the objection. So you can say something like, hey, I'm with you, okay? I completely understand and I agree with you, okay? And I truly appreciate that you actually told me this, because not everybody would share this with me, okay? So I really appreciate your honesty that you actually share this with me, okay? So agree with them and appreciate them for actually sharing this with you. So that's the first step. Always agree with your prospect. Second step in this objection handling framework is to isolate the objection, okay? You want to ask them if this is really the only one objection that is stopping them from moving forward. And if this is a real objection, because sometimes they are hiding the real objection under some made up objection, right? Which is not the real issue. So you want to discover, in this step, you want to discover if this is the real objection and if this is the only objection that needs to be handled. So you can ask something like, hey, besides this objection, is there anything else that is stopping you from moving forward, right? Or if we take this objection out, is there anything else that is holding you back from buying this product or buying this service, right? So you want to ask them, okay, hey, if we take this objection off, if there are anything else that's stopping you right now, and they will tell you. If they tell you, no, it's only this. This is the only one issue, then you know this is the real objection, this is only one objection, and you can focus on overcoming this specific objection. But if they tell you, well, there's one more thing, and they tell you another objections, you need to figure out, okay, what is the biggest objection behind these? What is that real objection that's stopping them? Or if there are really several objections, you need to be able to handle all of them. Step number 3, after you agreed and appreciated, and after you isolated this objection, you want to flip the objection. And this will depend on what that objection is, okay? There is no script to that. You can overcome objection in many different ways. Here it will really depend on what the objection is. You can use, for example, feel, felt, found formula to tell a story about you or your clients. You can use your clients' references. If some of your clients experience the same objection, you can talk about a story about that. You can also talk about why joining your program or your service is a good decision, some reasons why. You can give some logical reasons. There is so many ways how to handle the objection, right? You want to still continue to ask them questions. You want to keep them involved in these conversations. But to give you some examples so it's easier for you to understand, I can let's say I'm handling this pricing objection, right? Where they told me that price is the issue, right? So what I can tell them, hey, in this particular step, I can tell them something like, hey, I totally agree with you. We are not the cheapest on the market. And I really want you to understand that we are not the cheapest service on the market. But the quality that you will get with us goes far beyond a few more dollars that you will invest today. And here's why. And then you will list out some reasons why your offer is not the cheapest on the service and why the quality is there and why it's worth it to invest, right? You will list out, and then you can also tell them some story about some client who also thought that the price is too expensive, but he invested anyway and he got this and this results. So I hope you see how it works. I agreed actually with them. I told them, hey, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. We are not the cheapest on the market. We don't want to be the cheapest on the market because our quality goes far beyond all of our competitors and far beyond a few more dollars that you will invest today. Here's why, right? And then you can tell the story, you can tell the benefits, what it will do for them. And this is how you overcome the objection in this stage, this third flip stage. And step number 4 is ask for a decision. Here you want to realign them to what they already told you about their problems and their desires, and you want to ask them for a decision. So it can look something like that. You can be like, Mr. Prospect, just a few minutes ago you told me that if you don't solve this painful problem, right, you will describe their problem, and don't reach the outcome, and then you will describe the fears and consequences, and you will tell them, hey, these fears and consequences will happen, right? You will basically realign them back to what they told you about their problem, about the outcome they need to reach, and what will happen if they don't solve this problem. What consequences and fears will actually happen in this case. So you will describe it in their own words, and then you will ask them simply something like, hey, are you going to make this happen? And they will tell you, no, I don't want to make this happen, right? So this is one way. Of course, you can realign them back to what they told you in many ways. You can ask them for a decision in many ways. This is just one really powerful example. How can you do that? So that's it. This is 4-step objection handling formula that you can use on the sales call to not just collect more sales and grow your business in a more powerful way. Of course, it's important because right now you are leaving money on the table. But again, if if you truly believe in your product or service, and if you feel that your prospect is your ideal client who needs your offer, then like you would do them this service if you don't use it. Okay, so use it to get them over their fear, to make them feel that breakthrough, and finally get rid of that fear and do this and finally solve that problem. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, like this video below if you've enjoyed it. Let me know to the comments below what was your biggest takeaway, and if you understand it well. If you have any questions, feel free to ask as well, and I will respond to you personally. I actually love to see your comments below and responding to them. And share it with your friends if you got value from it, so they can get value from it as well. And as always, I have a couple more videos here about marketing and sales, so definitely click over here, and I will see you in some of my next videos. Bye.